let's look at this first example. So for this first one, we're going to be finding some angle measures in a kite. For problem 1, it asked me to find the measure of angle C. And so I see I have two angles here, but I don't know what A or C is. So I'm going to go look back at my theorem to see what I know about angles. And I see in my kite opposite angles theorem that exactly one pair of opposite angles are congruent. And I know that the opposite angles that will be congruent are those angles that are between the sides that are not congruent. So looking here, I see that C is in fact between the two sides that are not congruent. Again, I know that because BC has one tick mark and CD has two. So I know that angle C is congruent to angle A. Since I don't know what either of those measures are, but I do know that they're the same, I'm just going to label them both as X. So I have all these angles, two of them being X. Now I just need to know what they add up to equal. Well, if you remember from 7173, we know that the sum of all the angles in a quadrilateral is equal to 360. So I'm just going to add up all of these angles. So I have X plus 50 plus 80 and set it equal to 360. Well, X plus X is 2X. 50 plus 80 is 130. Subtract 130 from both sides. And I get 230. And then divide both sides by 2. And so I get that X is equal to 115. So that means that the measure of angle C is equal to 115 degrees. Okay, now let's look at number 2. Number 2 wants me to find the measure of angle A. Here I am actually given different angles. Here in problem 1, I was given opposite angles that aren't congruent. This one I have two angles that are right next to each other. So I want to go first to my theorem that I know that the angle, one pair of opposite angles are congruent, and it's going to be the ones that are between the two non-congruent sides. So I see that angle D here is between two sides that are not congruent. And so that means angle B is congruent to angle D. So this will also be 111 degrees. Now I have three angles, so I can just go ahead and add all these up. So I have the measure of angle A plus 111 plus 111 plus 25. And I know that all quadrilateral angles add up to equal 360 degrees. And now I can just go ahead and solve this. So I have measure of angle A plus, when I add all those numbers up, I get 247. And then I'm going to subtract both sides by 247. And so I get that the measure of angle A is equal to 113 degrees.